Hey guys, what's up? This is Vincent, and in this Lightroom Classic tutorial we're going to take a look at the texture, clarity, and dehaze sliders. All three of these sliders impact the contrast in different ways. From a previous video we took a look at contrast, which makes the dark areas darker and the bright areas brighter. And if we move contrast to the left, it makes the image look a lot more soft. And all three of these sliders work similar to contrast. So texture, what it does is it adds detail or texture to the image. So I'm going to increase this to 100 and just pay attention to the wall, the statue, as well as the floor here of this photo in Angkor Wat. So I'm going to increase the texture right now, and you can see the detail increasing. What's happening is the image is getting a little bit more sharper. Clarity works similar to texture and contrast. Clarity increases the contrast in the midtone, so that's the brightness values that are hovering around 50% or closer to 50. So if I increase clarity, you'll see the contrast of the midtones increasing, and it will give the appearance of a sharper image, as well as like the illusion of a more saturated image. So if I go to clarity and move it to the left, the image will also look soft. So usually when I'm editing images and I want to add a little bit of contrast, I prefer the clarity because it makes the image look sharp and also gives the illusion of saturation to the image. So if you look here, I'm going to go to the before and after. This Buddha statue and this cloth, orange cloth, it looks a little bit more saturated just by increasing the highlights and decreasing the shadows. Whereas if I was to just apply texture, it just adds detail, but it doesn't give the illusion of saturation or the brightness. So that's why I usually like clarity. On the other hand, texture is pretty good when you're applying it to skin tones because it'll make the skin look a little bit more soft or smooth it out. Clarity can do a little bit of the same, but the texture is actually better for skin tones and evening out portraits. Now, going to the Dehaze tool. The Dehaze tool was originally made to dehaze or correct the sky or the contrast in the sky due to haze or atmospheric debris in a landscape photo. So this isn't the best photo to explain dehaze. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in another photo right here of a photo I took in Canada in Lake Moraine. I'm just going to pull it in here, and I'm just going to add it or import it. I'm going to add it, but usually you should copy as DNG, but for this case I'm going to keep it on my SD card and just add it. Click on import, and here's the photo. Go to the develop module. So now you can see the haze in the sky. So this photo, it was taken during a time when there was a lot of forest fires throughout the US, and the smoke all pushed up to northern Canada, and there was a lot of haze during the summer and fall. I believe this was in 2020. So anyway, so the dehaze, what it's going to do is it's going to try to bring back some of the luminance or the light in the image. So I'm going to increase the dehaze, and this image is really bad with the haze. So the dehaze slider can only do so much to bring back some of the detail. You can see a little bit of debris or dust spots on the lens, which is another thing we would need to clean up. That'll be in another video. Anyways, going to the dehaze slider, you can see the exposure and the light being corrected in the sky here. But this image is so bad, like the dehaze slider can't correct it all. This actually looks pretty cool when I move it to the left. But anyways, the dehaze slider, it's made to recover the sky or the atmospheric debris or haze in the sky. And it can only work so well. It can also be used in areas where there's fog to recover some of the detail. But other than that, the dehaze slider, it works well, but only when there's a little bit of haze or fog in an image. So as a recap, texture, clarity, and dehaze, they all work as contrast sliders but act differently. So the texture will add detail or make the image look a little bit sharper. Clarity, it increases the contrast of the midtones and gives the appearance of a saturated photo. So you can see the lake here looks a little bit more saturated with the clarity. And dehaze, it's mainly made to correct the haze or atmospheric debris in the sky. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Have a good one.